I think if we collectively gather together, it'll take time to raise consciousness, but we can blanket Mother Earth in loving kindness and compassion to start healing her. She is in serious need of healing. And we're just hoping and praying that we can gather momentum and get support and have each community, Anglesey, Torquay, on the Ballerine, next year just build it up. The surfers go out on their boards and do a paddle out at 1 o'clock and hopefully build it up so it does become worldwide, because if we don't, I think we'll be putting our heads between our legs and kissing something goodbye if we don't start doing it soon enough. And so that's where the ideas come from, and this is our first inaugural event. The City of Greater Geelong has been wonderful. They've been really helpful. They've encouraged us. They put our post up on the events page, front and centre, and the support's been. Yeah, there's a synchronising. People are coming together.
Yep.
That's my sense of it. I just get there's this movement happening that people want change. How we create that change is going to take time. And I think we do need to open up at a deeper level to create this change, to raise consciousness. I know I need to make habitual changes. We're all creatures of habit, and we drive our same cars, we do our same things, and that is going to take time and work and being mindful of our patterns. And some of the patterns that we have aren't wonderful for Mother Earth. And I also wonder whether organisations or humankind, the collective ego, there's never enough. There's never enough money, there's never enough, and how much are we just projecting that onto Mother Earth and not taking responsibility? Enough is enough. How many more millions do you need to earn? How many more holes do we need to dig? And it's like stepping back and being self-reflective on, well, what can we do? Am I projecting that onto Mother Earth? And there's so much division between our communities about, you've got, as you've been talking about, the shock jocks and the shires. We are in a state of emergency. Mother Earth we need to slow it down, and maybe that does need to have an impact on the economic doctrines that we're living under. There's a deep sense of anxiety. There's a whole sense of mortgage anxiety that keeps people in fear. And when they're in fear, we're not going to challenge or agitate. And I think we're a conservative society, and in conservatism, it takes ages to change. But when people come into their hearts, it's a much different space. Change happens. We've got to want to make the change within ourselves first, and we're hoping that it's a bit. Some people sort of see this as being a bit woo-hoo, a bit different, but we want to be able to. Can we connect all the environmental groups? Can we connect the everyday people together to come together, raise consciousness, and connect from our hearts, and just give out to Mother Earth? She's our gift. She's given to us. Without her, we wouldn't be here. And it's a bit nerve-wracking. This is the first one. We don't know how many are going to turn up, but we're getting a good sense that we might at least have 50 to 100. We'd like as many as we can get there.
Sure. Yeah, Mark, we've heard on the show so many different groups that it started as you are, really tentatively, and 2 or 3 years down the track, they're just going gangbusters and so surprised that happened. But there was something that drove them, that the person or the people that started off. So, you're working on an energy level there, and I think it's really the time for that has come. And in regenerating, in what you're setting up there, we're going to regenerate the planet. We're going to regenerate each other, and that's what we need to do. Not just restore, but make something better. And all of us have got that in us, and think it's to your credit that you're channeling on that.
Yeah, I think a lot of us, we, as human beings, I wonder when there's fear in our economic climate, I'm wondering whether that kicks in our reptilian brain to fight, flight, freeze, food, and fornicate. And instead of instead of operating out of that survival mechanism, we can go beyond that.
Yeah.
But I think we need to create an environment and start reconnecting back to ourselves and start connecting to others. Nowadays in Torquay, well, you don't even know your neighbours. It's sort of the big mansions, and I'm guilty of living there myself. But it's really different. That sense of community. I think we're losing that sense of community. Yeah. But deep down, people are thirsting for connection. Yeah. And we're all sentient beings. And how do we just stop and reflect and give back? Yeah. Stop taking.
Yeah, this whole consumerist ethos, I think, has divided. We've gone away from feeling community, but I have a strong sense right now that people are so desperate for that they're doing. All of these movements are based around that, about feeling belonging. And all of the malaise that we're feeling is from not feeling we belong. So we're thinking we have to acquire, we have to consume to feel whole.
And there's a huge issue around mental health to do with climate emergencies.
Absolutely.
And we've got all the youth that are protesting, and so they're all listening to the news and current affairs and the likes of Tom Elliott, and it's stressful. And so I suppose this thing, this event that you're, the Connection Day, can give people a chance to just stop and meditate and think and actually ponder why all of this is happening.
One of the things, as a psychiatrist, John Routley spoke, he wrote a book about how important nature is. When we're out in nature, our body naturally produces serotonin, which is the mood altering. And it's really interesting when I talk in the podcast, we get into the all that is. And as we're sitting in that all that is, as if nothing, it's like the sense of self can even dissolve. There is no mental health. There is no emotional health. They're just connected to their source, whatever that source is. We've all got that source. We can't live in it. I jokingly say I'd love to be levitating above Tibet 24/7, but I wish. But we can have that as a reference point. We can make that as a reference point. And how do we come back to it? We're going to disconnect from there, but reconnect back. Yeah. And how do we help each other? And I'm wondering whether, because of the disconnect that we've been having in our society, that people are, racing towards consumerism to fill that void. Shopping addictions. There's a void there. What happened to the community strips, the shops down the main street, go down Commercial Road, Koroit, all those sorts of places are gone, slowly going.
Yeah.
But it's like, we do need, I just think this time of suffering is a really pivotal point for transformation. Not only do we need to transform within ourselves, but we can transform globally.
Yeah.
So can people do this remotely?
Yes, they can do it remotely. This is the first one, and we've tried to invite other communities. The organisation. We're just learning as we go. What we're hoping is that people can do some meditation at 1:00 for 11 minutes, wherever they are. If you can't meditate, meditation doesn't have to be in a yogic position with your ankles behind your earlobes. It can be, if you're sitting down with the rosary beads, praying. Prayer is a form of meditation. Do it at 1:00 till 1:11. And hopefully, it'll gather momentum, and we'd like other communities, if they could video it, take a video and we'll put it on the YouTube channel and put it in the web page so that we can put that out there. And we've got the digital media, the social media. We can work the social media to build that energy of kindness and just Mother Earth will radiate with that love. She will radiate and give back to us.
Yeah, and give hope in the process.
And give hope in the process. Yeah. You know, there is, we can do it. I deeply believe we can do it. It takes a lot of work. We're going to have reactions. When we're having reactions, don't blame others for it. Okay, what's missing in me? How can I do the healing in that myself? And the more I have this quote that it's derived from the physician, heal thyself. I say, heal thyself, heal Mother Earth. Heal thyself, heal Mother Earth. Because, our children's children's children, if we don't start doing it, they won't have a Mother Earth. And, we take Mother Earth out of the universal system and poof, there's going to be a flow-on effect to other planets and to this universe. It doesn't just happen here.
That is a great invitation. So that's an invitation to everyone here in Geelong.
Yeah.
Next Wednesday
at 12:30.
And it's out there on the lawn.
Yeah, at the Bunya lawn.
What if it rains?
We get wet.
Good. I like that. That's Mother Earth, yeah.
It's Mother Earth. We're praying that it won't rain, and we're told that the weather's changing towards the end of this week, which might be great because we might get a cold snap this week and then early next week. But, be prepared. Bring an umbrella or a poncho. We're not putting a marquee up. We're hoping it won't rain. We're praying to Mother Earth that, please, give us a nice day or a break between.
Well, Mark, I won't say good luck because I think we'll all be there more or less. I just think it sounds wonderful, and we want to be part of that connection.
Right, I really appreciate that.
You'll see us right there on the lawn.
Yeah.
We'll come straight after the show next week.
Yeah.
Cameras at the ready.
No, look, it's really, and to pull all the conservation groups, slowly but surely bring everybody together. Instead of fighting each other and disagreeing, how do we all connect? Even the shock jocks have got hearts.
Yeah.
And if we really work differently with them, we will connect to their hearts too.
We might have Mr. Elliott there next year.
You never know. I thank you for the time. I really appreciate the support to be able to put it out there to get people, come on, let's go. Let's make change.
The Sustainable Hour.
For a green, clean, sustainable Geelong. The Sustainable Hour.